above the titles at the beginning, or I'm walking.
And what does he say to that, Richard?
Well, I don't know, because I was saying it to a picture of him, and I didn't actually pluck up a nerve to say it to his face.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
We are somewhat live.
Oh,
I think.
Are we? Well, then things are going well, then, aren't they? Look, Slewman is saying evening all over on YouTube. Mark Simpson Wedge says hello on Facebook. Hi all, Fab Live is go, says Jen Whitby.
So far, so go.
So we're hoping that you can see us, all well and good. Ian Watson says hi. Hello, Ian. Don Chandler says, hey lads, we met Don at the weekend.
Did we?
We had our photograph taken with Don
We did.
Chandler,
I remember,
Don?
yeah, outside the exit of Mind Warp.
And we all looked up to him, didn't we?
Absolutely.
We had no choice. Great to have you with us. Here we are for Fab Live. Now, we're hoping that our signal is clear and that you can see us and hear us.
I can see it's dropping in and out a little bit, but
Yeah,
we'll do our best.
We will. It's all the usual stuff and nonsense. Hello, you two, says Jack Williams. Josh Long says, evening, bosses. Hello, Josh.
Hello, Josh.
Yes, we're here for the next hour and a half or so with everything you have come to know, love and expect.
I think it's everything you've ever dreamed of. Well, it won't be that.
No, certainly not that. Not tonight, anyway. We've got some Gerry Anderson news, of course, coming up. We've got Big Rat Bites from the lovely Chris Dale. A very special Big Rat Bites tonight. I was looking at it earlier. It's great fun.
Yes, but we've actually got Big Rat Bites, and that's the most important and amazing thing for this evening.
Well, I'd say the most important and amazing thing, of course, is Fab or Fib, which will also be along a little bit later on.
Yeah.
And Blankety Blank and Super Magnification.
Yes. Is that it?
Yes, apart from listeners,
Other
comments
news.
and emails and
Viewers.
Viewers.
We're not doing the podcast now,
Sorry.
Richard. We're doing Fab Live now.
Hello, says Carl Anthony Morris. Carol White, when is the new series of Thunderbirds I'll go on? We don't know. Nothing to do with us.
Sorry, Carol.
Yeah. I hope you've remembered Big Rat Bites this time, says Simpsons Clips 24.
I have, thankfully.
Yeah. Hello, boys. Love as always, says Michael Bancroft. Love straight back at you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah.
Now, Richard, we've not really said anything about what this is or who we are or what's going on, so
No.
should we explain to the lovely viewers who we are and what is going on?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, fine. Well, here's who we are.
Oh, yeah, look. That's snazzy, isn't it?
Snazzy-ish.
Yeah.
This is Richard James.
Hi.
And
this is Jamie Anderson, yes.
thank you very much.
That's right. I didn't do that very well, did I?
And Fab Live is a 90-minute-ish live stream.
Yep.
Live from a secret location. A different location to normal.
Yeah, yes, well, someone I see has put one of the comments earlier said, "Oh, you're in a different location."
Yeah, we are.
Well, we're in a different corner of the same location, aren't we,
Yeah,
Jamie?
we're at 90 degrees to where we normally are.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just going to turn my phone on to silent.
Yes,
so
if
we
you
don't
could.
get more interruptions.
Now, all of you, if you wouldn't mind turning your phones to silent as not to interrupt this fascinating broadcast, we'd really, really appreciate that.
Robert Monk says number 4 is Fab. Getting it early.
Yeah, that'll confuse any new viewers. Look, if you're new to Fab Live, then do drop us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, that's right.
Just general kind of, county, state,
nothing
and
too
country.
specific.
No postcodes required.
Yeah, also, if you can, also fit in what's your favourite Gerry Anderson programme?
Yeah.
What are your earliest Gerry Anderson memories? Have you bought my book? That kind of thing.
Have you bought Richard's book? Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Look, if you would like to get in touch with us, Twitter's a good place to do it, and here are our Twitter handles.
Oh, yes, at Richard N. James and at I'm Jamie Anderson.
Confusingly enough, yes.
That's right, that's great.
We've sort of said what this is and who we are, haven't we?
Yeah, well, people are just introducing themselves and saying, hello, how are you boys today, says Ross Patterson. Danny Moy says Star Trek noise. Yes, he recognised that on my phone, I'm afraid.
Nice. Ryan Morrison's watching from Perth, but the original Perth. I suppose it's the original, must be.
Okay, yes.
Not Australia, I mean Scotland.
Yeah, fine. And also, Ralph Tiston has just written a note to say he's on the mend and he's viewing as well. So
get
hello,
well soon, Ralph.
Yes, thank you for joining us, and hope you do get better soon. Jen Whitby says, dressed up for the occasion, Richard.
I thought you meant me.
Yeah, I thought I would, make a bit of an effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's auditioning to be the Doctor, you see, that's
So,
why.
Slewman, Hong Kong, Thunderbirds, and Yes I Have, in that order.
Brilliant.
The questions I posed earlier.
Fantastic. And Jen Whitby says we're more like Morecambe and Wise than Laurel and Hardy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So yeah, one thing you can do for us actually before we go any further is pick up your phones, or if you're on your laptops or whatever, and just head on over to Facebook or wherever you're listening and share us is what I mean to say. You can probably find a share button somewhere and just hit that so that everyone who is looking at your profile or Twitter stream or whatever will see us pop up, and they might want to watch us too, mightn't they?
Exactly. So if you are watching on whatever platform, you can repost it wherever you like onto Facebook or Twitter or text a friend. Say join us on Fab Live for some Gerry Anderson stuff. Yeah. We've got lots of goodness coming up, lots of news and other bits and pieces covering all the stuff that's happened. It's been a rather exciting weekend, hasn't it, Richard?
It has been an exciting weekend, Jamie.
Why has it been exciting? Because we went to see Mind Warp at the BFI.
That's right.
No,
exactly.
It's because it's been Breakaway weekend. It was the 20th anniversary, as many of you know, on Friday, of the moon blowing out of Earth's orbit.
Yeah.
Back in September 1999. We all lament the loss of the moon since then, as I'm sure you're all aware.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Dave Watkinson.
Dave Watkinson's making threats already. Dave, this is a Gerry Anderson live stream. We bring you news, games, trivia. You can win prizes, etc.
Yeah.
And you can chat to us.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Scott Scott, I can't say Scott's
Come
name.
on now.
Scott Bickliki likes my Thunderbird 2 t-shirt.
Well, okay, so it's 1-1 then now, isn't it?
Yeah, good choice. Yeah, Seymour, Stephen McElroy loves my t-shirt.
All right,
Thank you very
right.
much.
Come on.
Stuart VS3011 is watching from Twitch.
Great. Welcome from Twitch.
Danny Moy, Jamie, tell us about the Mini next to Virgil behind you.
What?
Oh, this.
Oh, yeah, that is nice. Good spot.
So this is Stripey the Magic Mini, which is the dinky toy from Candy and Andy, the strange intra Thunderbirds and Scarlet photo comic strip that Dad's company put out, and it's very odd.
Yeah.
And also included pandas and shop dummies, and very strange.
Great. Richard James, how was holiday in Norfolk? Hope you had a good time. So Scott, great Scott. Yes, I did. Sorry I didn't see you this time. Maybe next time. Hi guys, I really enjoyed the podcast, says James Morris. I listened to it during the day at work. Should mention the podcast, shouldn't we, I suppose?
We should. We'll also be covering a bit about the podcast, but if you are not listening already, the Gerry Anderson podcast, I was going to say the Gerry Anderson t-shirt, because I was reading somebody's comment. The Gerry Anderson podcast is a weekly 90-ish minute podcast out every single Monday with interviews as wide-ranging as...
Gary Newman.
I was going to say Gary Newman. We always start with there.
Yes.
Chris Packham, David Quantick, Mark Silk, Sophie Aldred, and bring you news and other nonsense. Very much like the nonsense you're going to hear in this live stream.
Pretty much.
Except you get to see us in this live stream.
And comment on it.
Unfortunately for you, yes. Yeah, Josh Long, thank you. Wayne Forrester is another one. Gary Hodgkinson podcast is well worth a listen. Thank you, Gary. Your fibre is in the post. So there we go. Now, we normally start this off with some Gerry Anderson news, don't we?
Ooh, do we?
So shall we do some Gerry Anderson news?
Let's see it, yes.
Okay. Hopefully, here might be some Gerry Anderson news then. Well, our news intro seems to have crashed there. That's a great start. We thought it was so well organised.
No, we didn't. We knew it was going to
go. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, okay.
Well. So, Danny Moy saw that Mini in an antique shop for £260. Richard, I've got this fantastic Mini here. I hear it's very valuable. Would you like to...
Yeah.
No? Okay, fair enough.
Give you a fiver for it.
Anyway, look, it's sort of time for Gerry Anderson news, I think.
Yeah. We're all ears.
Lots has been happening this month. The last month since our last one.
Yes.
Well, should we start with the obvious?
Yeah, come on.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Well, lots of you have been receiving your UFO soundtracks.
Oh, gorgeous.
Now, lots of you have had the CD version of this soundtrack, which was out on Friday, but many of you have managed to grab one of 500 of the limited edition.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Beautiful.
Of the purple or lilac or whatever, mauve, whatever, violet vinyl, which sounds amazing. In fact, somebody posted a clip of their record player.
Yeah.
I know it's all kind of limited by the bandwidth of the phone that's recording and all that stuff, but it sounded better.
Okay.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave Watkinson, this is a general nice news update chat. We do this sort of, for a while, so no huge announcement happening, just an update of the news for the last month and a chance for you to ask us questions like the one you've just done.
Yeah,
Hope
exactly.
that answered your question.
Yeah.
So have you picked up the UFO soundtrack? We want to know.
Yeah,
have you enjoyed it? What are you hoping for next? We know from the press release that Silver Screen put out that there are more soundtracks on the way. In fact, I know the next one.
You do, don't you?
But I don't think I'm allowed to say. Obviously, if somebody does know and they put it in the chat in the comments, then we might be able to repeat it. But I don't think I know.
No, okay, yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Right. So if you had the UFO soundtrack, let us know and let us know what you're hoping for next.
Hello, Terry S. from California.
Hello, Terry S. A neat segue from UFO to Space 1999, which we're obviously going to talk about in a moment, is a fantastic article which is available on the Gerry Anderson website from Chris Dale, who I think is watching and has probably commented, and you'll be hearing from Chris shortly in Big Rat Bites.
Yep.
Many of you will know, many of you won't, that Space 1999 was born because of an aborted attempt at a second series of UFO. So Chris very wittily titled this article UFO 2 Space 1999. You see what he did there?
Yes.
It's very smart. Really, really interesting article. And in fact, there is also an article on the Gerry Anderson website from Kevin Grazier, who is a film and TV science advisor and planetary physicist who was responsible for various aspects of the Cassini mission. He's worked at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory for NASA, all-round nice guy. And also, Richard, what does he like?
Rodents.
Yes, he loves rats, but they're not mentioned in the post, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Now, who has got the very exciting reimagining from Big Finish that was released on Breakaway Day of Space 1999 Breakaway?
I have.
Who's got that then?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, have you listened to it?
Not all of it, no, not yet.
Not all of it. Anyway, look, if you don't know about it, where have you been? We've been talking about it for ages. There's some documentaries all about it on the Gerry Anderson YouTube channel, but I highly recommend you grab Breakaway. We've, in fact, do you know what, this Breakaway that's just gone, I don't think I've ever seen so much activity online for Space 1999.
It's true.
And that's partly down to you guys who are watching, so thank you very much.
Yes.
It was an amazing day of hashtag Space 1999.
I know.
Hashtag Breakaway Day.
Yep.
I had a fantastic chat with Samira Ahmed and Kevin Fong for our podcast.
Yeah.
It's been ridiculously crazy busy.
Yeah,
so,
Josh Long's listened 4 times already.
I've seen, that's a really nice thing actually. We've seen a lot of people who've listened repeatedly to the story, which must be a good sign.
Of course.
If you want the CD version, you can get it from shop.gerryanderson.co.uk. If you'd like the download or CD version, you can get it from bigfinish.com.
Yeah, Josh said, drove my wife mad. Well,
It's not for everyone. So, fair enough. There we go.
Yeah,
Duncan's got it. Robert Cassidy's got it. Coworth has got it.
Yeah, Ralph LB has got it. Picked it up already, he says.
Michael Horgan's got it but hasn't listened yet. Michael, come on.
Yeah, Duncan Moss has got it. I actually thought we'd be in space in 1999. And 20-odd years later, when 1999 arrives, I was somewhat disappointed.
And then 20 years on, the best thing we can do is reimagine it for you on audio, Mark. But it is still well worth a listen.
Yeah.
Nick McCarty wants to be in the next episode. I think it may already be cast, Nick, but Nick does those fantastic CG renderings and reimaginings of various eagles and stuff. So keep up the lovely work there, Nick.
Yes, that's right.
Now, for Breakaway Day, we released a special Breakaway Day T-shirt, which is no longer available because it was time limited.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of you got those, so they'll be with you very soon.
Yeah.
But we did also release a couple of other fantastic Chris Thompson designs, such as this lovely Eagle schematic design.
Oh, yes, that's nice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely? Because everyone knows the Eagle is one of the best vehicles in the Gerry Anderson universe.
Yeah.
This might be the best one.
You think?
Not me, the Thunderbird 2.
Yeah.
Thunderbird 2. And also, Chris did us another fantastic design, this Eagle and Hawk image.
Yeah.
Eagle and Hawk in action.
Yeah.
Really, really rather nice. Available from shop.gerryanderson.co.uk. Would you believe, Richard?
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
Ross Patterson says, did you ever meet Barry Gray? And if so, what was he like?
I did not.
No.
No. When did he die? 1984.
Right.
So a year before I was born, in fact, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I hear he's a lovely man, and whenever I hear the recordings of him, he always sounds really fun. In fact, we're trying to work on a little special treat, aren't we, of a recording of Barry Gray?
Indeed.
Which Yeah, our podcast listeners will probably hear first. So there's a bit of enticement to listen to the podcast. What else have we got from this month, Richard? Oh, coming up this week, it's the 50th anniversary of the Secret Service.
Yes, the lovely Secret Service.
There's a nice poster to celebrate it. I'm not trying to flog the poster. I'm just telling you it's the 50th anniversary, and that was a nice way to illustrate it.
Yeah.
Who knows the Secret Service?
Yeah.
Who doesn't know the Secret Service, I suppose, is more important right now, because if there are plenty of people who don't know it, I'm more than happy to give you a little précis.
Oh, I think you should.
I'm not sure I can. Let's wait and see what the feedback is onto whether people know the Secret Service or not. We've got a few bits and pieces coming up at the Secret Service. One thing which I don't think I'm quite allowed to say yet, but I've been working with the very marvellous and smart Chris Dale on something, which we were hoping would be ready sooner, but it's not quite ready yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Okay. Stuart James Lusher says, why does the front of the eagle look like an insect? That's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, because they thought that would be cool. It's a personal choice. Brian Johnson loved insectoid stuff.
But also listening to the podcast interview this week with Samir Ahmed and Kevin Fong, they discuss about the Apollo inspiration, how they took the thrusters and the booster rockets and so on.
Oh, yeah.
From the Apollo missions and flung those onto the Eagles as well.
Well, any of you who watch any of Anderson shows will see there's a great deal of real-world aviation inspiration for these things.
Yeah. Josh Long, a goodly watcher with my eyeballed, referring to the Secret Service, of course.
Clearly people know it. Most people do. I can see a couple saying that they don't know it. So the Secret Service is a 1969 show, a Gerry Anderson show, obviously, or we wouldn't be talking about it probably, starring Stanley Unwin. It was the last Supermarionation show. It's about an ageing priest who works for the British Secret Service, a particular operation called Bishop, British Intelligence Service Headquarters Operation Priest. He works alongside his gardener Matthew, and he has a shrinking ray which shrinks Matthew down to 1/3 life size. They drive around.
I'd love to have been at that meeting, I tell you.
I know. They drive around in a Model T Ford. Unwin confuses the baddies by speaking Unwinese, which is a very strange kind of semi-reversed, made-up bits and pieces language, which Stanley Unwin was famous for.
Yeah.
And it was also famously cancelled after 13 episodes because Lou Gray thought it was a load of nonsense.
Yeah.
However, it is celebrating its 50th anniversary on the 21st of September, so I can highly recommend a watch.
Yeah.
And you can pick up the DVD. The full series is available on DVD.
Yeah.
There's also one episode available on the HD21 Blu-ray set if you want to see it in high definition glory.
Ooh, lovely.
And it's absolutely bonkers.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
there you
Completely
go.
bonkers, yeah.
Now, if you would rather win a load of Gerry Anderson stuff...
Ooh.
I think
Shall I go and get
they're down there.
Yeah, go on. Carry on.
We are running and you can't get out.
No, I know. I'm so
Do you
tight.
want to just stay there?
No, I think I'll be all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I've got a picture I can show.
No. You go with the picture and then I'm going to...
Richard's going to go
Excuse me,
and bye, Richard.
Yeah, cheers.
Show you some real bits and pieces, but we are doing a huge Gerry Anderson giveaway. It is massive. Oh, they can't see that, Richard.
No, okay, fine.
Do you want to do it again for effect?
Go on then.
Okay, so here's Richard with some... Yeah, now, Richard. There we go. Of the prizes that you can win. Now, you basically have the chance...
Carry on.
No purchase necessary.
No.
To win a copy of every single currently available Gerry Anderson DVD, Blu-ray and audio CD. Thank you, Richard. And a couple of comics and books. All in one giant prize package, which is worth about £1,000 or about $1,200 US. I can't do any further currency calculations on the fly, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You also get a multi-region Blu-ray player. So if you haven't yet made the switch to Blu-ray, then this is a fantastic opportunity for you to win the whole lot, all in one box. These are some of the Big Finish audios Richard is showing you, plus various DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah, that's right. This is just a small sample, isn't it?
Oh, we've just been logged out of chat, so we can't see what we can't see what you're saying currently, but we're back in a moment. Sorry about that.
And look, even Joe 90.
Even Joe 90. And on Blu-ray as well, but we don't have the Blu-ray to hand.
Yeah, great. There you go.
Right, well, Richard, we can't now see what anybody's saying.
Well, what have you done?
We've been chucked off of our streaming platform.
Was someone very rude about us?
I don't know what's happened.
They've been swearing at us again.
Let me try and log us back in here.
Yes.
Anyway, thanks for doing that.
No, that's all right.
Here we go. Opening
Yeah,
You're back in now?
Yeah, I can do it.
Let's see if we can get back into the chat. Here we possibly go. Hooray! We might be back in a minute. Anyway, we can't see what you're saying. Hopefully you can still see us. We've currently got no idea.
No, I really don't know.
Which is a bit awkward.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Have you told them how they can enter this?
Right, so basically if you go to bit.ly/, I can't remember what it is, GA Giveaway 19, I think.
Right.
But if you just go onto the Gerry Anderson website, there's links there. Just search Gerry Anderson Giveaway on any social platform, you'll be able to find it.
Yeah.
But I will repost links after this.
Yeah.
So there you go. All you have to do is put in your email address. That gives you one entry. And then you can take all sorts of bonus actions like subscribing to our podcast, leaving us a review, subscribing to us on YouTube, joining our email list, and each one will give you hundreds more entries. So some of you who've done this have thousands of entries in, which obviously in total increases your chances of winning massively.
Yes.
So
Urban Spaceman 64 says, I've entered. If I win, I would never leave the house. Yeah.
Well, that won't influence whether you win or not. And if you do win, I'm terribly sorry in advance that you're never able to leave the house again. Anyway, it'll be well worthwhile.
Yes.
Now, I mentioned the YouTube channel. Chris Dale has been hard at work there as well.
Yeah.
That boy never stops, does he?
Really doesn't, does he?
It is amazing how he keeps going.
Yeah.
Now, there are a whole load of Gerry Anderson primers over there. Now, many of you have said, yes, T. Groner, we can see you testing over there on Periscope. Lots of you don't know every single Gerry Anderson show.
What?
I know Richard finds that particularly unbelievable because he knows each one in depth.
Yeah.
However, there are lots of shows which Chris will be doing primers for in due course. But ones he's done so far, and a particularly popular one has been the Fireball XL5 primer.
Yes, great
which
fun.
has gone down very, very well with lots of people enjoying that and reliving childhood memories.
Yep.
There is a Terrorhawks primer, which is well worth a watch, and we'll give you some information on the audio drama series as well as all 39 original episodes. There's a Joe 90 primer, which sings quite highly the praises of the little annoying 9-year-old Oik. He's lovely, really. Yeah. And loads more to come. And I have a feeling that this weekend coming, there might actually be a Space Precinct primer, Richard.
Oh, lovely.
Possibly.
Oh, I think I know enough about that already, though, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough.
Terry Kelling says, you mentioned Gary Newman, as we did when we were talking about podcast interviewees. Are you fans, he says?
Well, I have to be honest, I actually didn't know a huge amount of Gary's music before we spoke. I knew Cars and a couple of others.
Yeah.
And he'd worked with a friend from school's dad who was in Ultravox. And I watched an interview with the two of them.
Who was that?
John Fox.
Yeah, right, original Ultravox you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Double X as well.
Double X, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah.
But the nice thing is, we sort of gradually unpicked Gary's memories of the show and TV21, and it was a really fascinating experience for me and for him, actually.
Yeah.
He really enjoyed it. And then he actually wanted to go and rewatch stuff with his daughters. So he then went off and watched Stingray and Scarlet and Thunderbirds with his kids.
Yeah.
So passing down to the next generation.
Nice.
Which
Danny
is really,
Boy.
really nice.
He says, I already have a lot of the series. If I won the competition, I'd like to give the ones I have away to fans who don't have them.
Oh, that is lovely, isn't it?
Very
Again, I'm afraid that can't...
sway your vote.
No, it will be a random win, but you, as I said, you will increase your chances of winning that giveaway.
I got very close to mid-euro at a book signing once. I wasn't queuing, just wanted to look at the magazines.
Thanks for that, Paddy Fancy, over on Twitch.
Well, it means nothing to me. Sorry. Actually, I'm seeing mid-euro in October.
Are you?
Yes, at the Waterside Theatre in Aylesbury.
How exciting, Richard.
Thanks.
I mean, this is the fascinating stuff that people tune in to Fab Live for, isn't it?
It's true.
Now, is there anything else that we haven't mentioned? There is something we haven't mentioned. At the end of this month...
Yeah.
It's Thunderbirds Day.
Oh, yes.
On the 30th of September.
Yep.
And on the 30th of September and repeated on the 5th and 6th of October. That's right, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The chaps behind Thunderbirds 1965 are doing a live stream with some brand new, newly shot puppet sequences to match up with the narration sequences from the mini-album adaptations of original TV stories.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is an amazing kind of source of bits and pieces. And they've got loads of other bits and pieces they've done over the years.
Yeah.
I'm going to say bits and pieces again because I quite like saying that.
Go on, then.
So tune into that. I think you can do that over on their YouTube channel.
Suggs, that's great, isn't it? T. Groner says, Billy Curry worked with Gary Newman too, and Billy Curry, I think, was the keyboard player for Ultravox. Here we go. This is why people are here.
It is. Anyway,
inane nonsense.
If you've just joined us, you're watching Inane Nonsense Live.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not. It's
that's right.
It's Fab Live.
Milo Pinto Ritzvi says, no Firestorm.
Not yet, Milo. No,
No,
sorry.
Don't have it on us, I'm afraid. Not yet. My dad is good mates with Rick Wakeman. So no, let's leave this now.
No more of that. Thank you very much.
Danny Moy says, what's the Terrorhawks toy behind the Spectrum gun?
Oh, it's Space Hawk.
Right.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah. Still on card, I see.
Yeah, that's the toy that's hiding behind. Nice original Space Hawk in its. I don't know how much that's worth. But
No.
those are some of the other toys that were available from the Terrorhawks range. If any of you had those,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Aidan Birkenbile, who I
Yes.
hope is a relative of...
Alan Birkinshaw.
Yeah.
No, he's not,
No.
is he? 'Cause it's a different
I
name, Richard.
know. Just by the joke. Says, it's pretty almost Halloween season. Can you make a Halloween special called Spooky Marionation live stream in October? That's not bad for the next
Spooky
Fab Live.
Marionation. All right, fine. That's a great idea, and
It'll be sometime in October, I suppose.
we'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. That'd be good. Yeah.
Gosh, there's some questions here I definitely can't answer. How fast can the Eagle travel? I don't know, but they'll be around.
Gosh, Andrew Hyde is having a drink with Terry Adam next weekend. Sorry, carry on. Be around what?
That information will be around in the Space 1999 catacombs online, I should think.
Oh, right. Wow.
Have a look at that. Brian Coombs has still got a Hawkwing.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, Richard, I think we deserve a little break now. You need to top up your glass of wine.
Oh, yes. Thanks very
We
much.
could probably do with some getting some cheese.
Yeah.
So what happens now is we hand over live to Chris Dale.
Well, we hand over live.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Who's going to bring you this month's fantastic Big Rat Bites.
Come on, Chris.
Are you ready? Oh, I can't get to it because my mouse has turned off. Hang on. The anticipation must be killing you all.
Yes.
Right, now it's time for this month's Big Rat Bites from Chris Dale.
Welcome back to Moron of the Month, our semi-regular feature where we spotlight a random character from the Gerry Anderson universe who either isn't very good at their job, or is just having a bit of an off day, or may very well actually be good at their job but never gets a chance to show it because things are always going wrong for them. And today's recipient of the Moron of the Month, pencil falls firmly into the latter category, and is sure to be of interest to a certain Mr. Richard James. Yes, today we're talking about a much celebrated character from Space Precinct that absolutely everyone remembers. This Creon officer is a valued member of the Precinct 88 team, making regular appearances right the way through the series until the very last episode of the show. That's right, you've guessed it already, it's the Cell Guard. Well, who did you think I meant? The Creon Cell Guard first appeared in the episode Flash, where he's guarding the cells. Hence his name. In one of the cells is Dr. Henry Jansen, creator of the confidence-boosting drug Flash, which causes anyone who overdoses on it to explode. Henry has been slipped a small vial of the drug and sprays just a little into the Cell Guard's face. Let's watch.
How do you feel?
Okay. No, I don't. I feel like great.
Keep your voice down.
So Henry sings the guard's praises and talks him into letting him go, but what's revealing about this scene is that this guy markets this drug to people with low self-esteem and low self-worth, and instantly picks out the Cell Guard as an easy mark, and is proven correct when the guard imagines himself as the greatest officer the Force has ever seen.
You're the greatest police officer the Force has ever had.
It sort of makes everything else that happens to him throughout the rest of the series even more tragic than it already is. He wanted to be a great officer, but he's stuck on cell duty. His ambition vastly exceeds his capabilities. I can relate. So, already that's one appearance and one massive failure. This guy was locked inside the cell he was meant to be guarding.
You're the greatest police officer the Force has ever had.
But surely things can only get better for him from here, right? Oddly enough, his next appearance is in an episode that's curiously light on regular characters.
Oh dear.
Well. Just as well we're still here, isn't it? We hadn't nipped out.
Oh dear. So it's all frozen.
Yes.
We're not quite sure why. So
Yeah.
we're going to try and give it another go. I'm just going to try closing down anything else that's open, which might be taking up any juice this end.
Yes, lots of you mentioning that the picture has frozen. We're just trying to sort it out for you because we can't do without Chris Dale. Can we?
Can you fill in for a bit?
Fill in. Yes. I've got nothing to say.
Well, think of something.
All right. Well, shall I talk about the podcast?
Yeah, tell them about the podcast.
Right. Actually, what I could do is make a plea for some emails to the podcast. If you have any thoughts or comments, reviews or questions or queries that you'd like to address on the Gerry Anderson podcast, then you can just send them into podcast@gerryanderson.co.uk. You can hashtag us on Twitter, hashtag Gerry Anderson podcast, and we'll try and read out your tweets as well. So hope you join us for the next podcast, which will be next Monday, pod 67, I think.
It will be, with the second part of our interview with Samira Ahmed and Kevin Fong.
Yes.
And a randomiser from Chris Dale.
Of course.
Which hopefully doesn't freeze. Right, shall we... Look, I think I've closed down pretty much everything in the known universe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really...
Jen Whitby, I like your style. Couldn't Chris just Skype you guys? Wouldn't that be easier?
No. Another bit of software is just going to cause us problems, I'm afraid. Yes. Right, let's try one more time, possibly.
Yes.
And see how we go with Big Rat Bites.
To Moron of the Month, our semi-regular feature where we spot...
Right, no, we're getting an overload warning. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. No. This has never happened before.
Yeah.
Normally, I just forget these things.
That's right. Mark Simpson Wedge says, are you guys in Wales? It always happens.
Yeah, we are.
Could just be that, couldn't it?
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Anyway, sorry about that. We're going to have to skip right over.
Oh, maybe try it again later.
We could maybe try it later on.
We'll come back to it occasionally and see if we can get it working. If not, it's worth saying that you perhaps will upload it onto the YouTube channel anyway.
We'll put it onto YouTube because it's too good to miss. And if we do that, it'll be up on Thursday.
Yes. So, oh, dear, says Rebecca Andrews. Yes, indeed. Morty Vicker says, made it, just dashed back from Paris, ahead of schedule. And actually, Nick McCarthy says it's because the moon was blasted out of orbit.
Yeah, that's thrown everything for a...
Yes.
No, not for a perler. I keep saying that. I don't mean that.
Thrown it for a perler? Oh, God blimey.
Well, we've also gone out of sync, I can see.
Right.
So,
yeah, have we?
Oh, James Fielding's trying to troubleshoot us. We're streaming from a Mac, James, to Restream, which is then streaming onwards to everywhere else.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you've got an immediate fix for that, then fantastic.
Yeah. Let us know.
Until then, shall we play a quick game, Richard?
Oh, yes. What do you want to play?
Well, I think it's time to play Richard's own invention.
Well, that could be any of them.
Richard's most recent own invention.
Gotcha.
Super Magnification. Oh, but I need to play the intro.
Yes, please.
I'm going to do that now. Oh, is that the right one? Oh, no.
Jamie.
I can't remember which one of it is. It's that one, isn't it? Well, that was worth the wait, Richard.
Well, you did it. You made that.
It was Richard's wonderful game, and he's going to explain to you right now how super magnification works.
Well, it's quite easy. I'm going to show you a very close-up still. Which, did you preload the still?
I've got the still, yeah.
From a Gerry Anderson show, and you have a little bit of time to work out what it's from. The more detail you can give me, the better. What is it? Which episode? Actually, I don't know myself. But certainly which show, maybe even what characters are involved, that sort of thing. It might be a vehicle, it might be a planetary system, it might be a character. We just don't know, do we, Jamie?
Well, we know.
Well, we know. What I mean is they don't know.
They probably won't know, no. So, before we reveal this, folks, take a big deep breath.
Yeah, a collective deep breath.
You may want to stand back from whatever screen you're looking at and squint quite tightly, because otherwise you're not going to have a hope in hell of working out what this is.
Yes, it's slightly sort of pixelated, isn't it? Because we've zoomed right in there.
Yes, Richard. Now,
what are you seeing? Let's have your ideas.
I mean, let's just take a break from it so they know that we haven't frozen.
No.
This is just the still from
Yeah.
Richard's super magnification game.
Yes.
So it's a close-up from a particular Gerry Anderson show of a particular thing in that show. Any ideas, anyone?
Steve Bushell says Captain Scarlet. Lady
No.
Penelope's necklace, says Lauren J. Gradwell.
Interesting guess.
Yeah, I have no idea, says Paddy Fancy.
I mean, Richard, you didn't make it very easy this week, did you? It's pretty...
Emma Thick says licorice.
Licorice.
I don't know how.
Interesting. A dog collar.
Yes,
That's
Simpsons
an interesting,
Splits,
an interesting thought.
Yeah. Someone's hat, Santa, says Ralph. Ah, okay. Well, some of you are sort of in the right area. I'm watching on my phone. Oh, it's a blur, says Gary. Well, frankly, it's a blur however you're watching, to be honest. Is that a dog collar? Stingray, says Milo. A rivet from the alien's helmet on UFO, says Laura Stanley.
I guessed a rivet when I first saw
You
this.
did, yeah.
And I can tell you it's not that.
No. Is it the inside of Thunderbird 3, says Don Chandler? No,
It is
it
not.
isn't, no. Zombie from the Uninvited, says Andrew Clements? No. I've even got AC on the run with this one.
Yeah. Oh, Jenny's shirt.
What was that?
Is it from Terrorhawks?
Well, Jenny, it could be, couldn't it?
Could be, yeah.
Parker's uniform, Thunderbird, says Andrew Hyde. It's a Zeroid, says Peter Littman.
Don't be so sure, Peter.
Yeah, pass, says Mark Simpson.
That might be the best thing to do, actually.
Yeah. Shall we reveal all?
Oh, let's put them out of their misery and ours.
Right, so this is what you have been staring at for the last minute and a half. Oh!
Well, now that makes perfect sense. It was Kate Kestrel's necklace.
Yes, that's right, Kate Kestrel's necklace. Well, some people got close. We had dog collars and necklaces, and Jenny's shirt says, is it from Terrorhawks?
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Someone mooning, says Mark Perkins. What? Sistar, says Danny Moore, you see.
Yeah, there was a bit of Terrorhawks vibe there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, how were they ever going to get it from that, Richard? Just not possible.
No, I know, I'm sorry.
Ridiculous.
I know. I'm not even mad, says Paddy Fancy.
No, fair enough. I mean, if you're going to be mad at Richard
Yeah, that's
for
right.
a ridiculous super
Yeah.
magnification.
Cool blimey, how on earth are we supposed to get that?
Well,
says
I'm
Thomas
quite with
Evans.
you. Quite with you. If you can make it easier next time, Richard, that would be great.
Well, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Anyway.
make things too easy.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, great work.
Yes.
Aidan Birkenbile is obsessed with this thing which I know nothing about, so I'm not even going to mention it.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Kazooie. I think it's a game or something,
Is
isn't
it a banjo?
It's
Banjo-Kazooie?
not my area.
No,
Don't
fine.
know. Bad Richard, says Stuart. Absolutely, he is very naughty.
What? I thought that was perfectly simple.
Richard, lots of people have been writing in.
They have.
Shall we... Hugh Morn's here.
Hello, Hugh Moore.
Hello, Hugh Morn is a podcast listener.
He is, yeah, it's great, isn't it?
So, right, shall we...
Laura Stanley says, I should have gotten it. I'm obsessed with Terrorhawks. Well,
Clearly
clearly
not.
not that obsessed.
not obsessed enough.
Yeah.
Richard, people have been writing in.
Yes, you said that.
Many of these people are viewers who are here right now.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Oh, Chris Dale's telling me it's an N64 classic. There you go.
Oh.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris has obviously forgiven us for having our technical problems
Sorry,
again.
Chris, yes.
Anyway, look, we've got loads of viewer emails, so should we go to those?
Right.
Ready?
Oh, we've got a special thing.
Well, just that. If you want to email us with a viewer email, you can send anything to it. Anything you like.
Yeah.
Words, pictures,
Oh,
films.
yeah.
You singing I Wish I Was a Spaceman.
Oh, that we've got to see.
Pictures of reconstructions of Joe 90 missions made only using vegetables and fruit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Honestly, whatever you like. If you've got a great collection you want to share, if you've got a question you want to ask,
Yeah.
if you've seen something Anderson around the world in the news or whatever, then we would love to hear from you.
Laura Stanley says, challenge accepted.
Okay. Good
Look
luck
forward to it.
Laura Stanley.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, Richard.
I mean, shall I just go through these in my order?
Yes, and I'll try and find the accompanying pictures if there are any.
Well, Alex Sampson, for example, got in touch with us and said, hello, Jamie and Richard.
Hello.
Yeah. He says, I was very much looking forward to sticking around for Fab Live this evening. However, I've been called into work for a shift later today. Oh, he's not even watching.
No, but he still emailed us in. So.
I remember about 4 podcasts ago, you mentioned Gerry Anderson themed sweets. Let's just say it got me inspired to do some drawing.
Oh.
You might get a much better view of these on my Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, head to Alexander Patrick 1997.
Great.
Where he has posted some rather fantastic pictures of some McVintage's biscuits.
Or Thunder Biscuits, as I've tagged them.
Very nice.
And here they are.
They're great. They've colour-coded each one of them.
Yeah, there's a nice... so Thunderbird 1 milk chocolate version.
Yeah.
Thunderbird 2 dark chocolate edition.
Yeah.
There's also... Is that a dark chocolate again for Thunderbird 3?
It is, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Lovely.
It rather reminds me of the inflatable chocolate digestive that we had
Can
sent in.
we not talk about that, Richard?
We don't talk about that.
No.
Right. Next we have an email from Mike Trust. Mike Trust said he just stumbled across your Fab Live 25 on YouTube. OMG, I was born in 1956 and grew up with Twizzle, Torchy, Four Feather Falls, Supercar, etc. Gerry was to me, and millions more, a god, made my childhood bearable. Great show, guys, from Mike Trust.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Lovely.
Appreciate
Always
that.
nice to hear.
I would love to know, viewers, what is your first original broadcast date Gerry Anderson experience?
Yes, wow.
So not if you watched Thunderbirds in the 90s, because obviously that wasn't the first broadcast, but if you watched Space Precinct in the 90s,
Yeah.
I'd love to know that.
Yeah.
So if it was Twizzle in 57,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, brilliant.
We want to see when you first experienced a new Gerry Anderson show for the first time, not a repeat.
See, exactly. What was that? Ross Patterson, I think, says he needs a Thunderbird 4 biscuit for dunking. That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, and a Thunderbird 5 biscuit for throwing out the window and up into space.
That's right. I mean, lots of people are on there, really like the look of those biscuits and would probably buy a few if they were on sale.
Well, there you go, McVitie's.
Yes.
You need to get on to it was Andrew, wasn't it?
That's right.
Who designed those, licensed those designs, and create some Thunder biscuits.
Yes.
Thanks very much.
Mark Wilson emailed to say, just wanted to share a recent fundraiser that myself, my wife Victoria, and a few other villagers that volunteered to support for Cancer Research UK. We did a big breakfast in our local village hall over a weekend in July with me as master chef, and in 2 days managed to raise over £1,000 for this great charity.
Nice.
It made me never want to see another fried egg again after frying 239 over the weekend. We had this picture published in our local newspaper, and as you can see, I never miss an opportunity to promote the Gerry Anderson podcast, standing there proudly in my Podsteron t-shirt.
And there he is.
That's it. Fantastic.
You
Nice
see him
one,
there
Mark.
on the right-hand side?
Yeah,
I
that's
can
right.
probably try and expand this.
Can you zoom in on Mark?
Oh no, I've broken it. I've done something wrong.
Just
There you
leave
go.
it.
Hopefully you can see on the right-hand side there Mark in his Fosterons t-shirt. And
Yeah.
hopefully I haven't broken the rest of
That's right.
this broadcast.
Ian Kuma says he remembers seeing Space Precinct the first time round and thinking, yes, this is my Gerry Anderson show. Space Precinct 96 was my first new Anderson show, age 12, says Robert Monk. Space Precinct, Christmas Eve 1995, followed by Wallace and Gromit.
Nice.
Wow.
Do you know what? I remember sitting down to watch Space Precinct Christmas Eve 1995,
you?
followed by Wallace and Gromit with Dad.
I had no
Yeah.
idea that it was on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I don't remember what episode it was, but that feels like a really strong
Yeah.
memory. Bit of
Good
nostalgia.
crikey.
Thanks, Andrew. What episode was it?
Yeah, do let us know. If it was Hate Street, that'd be brilliant. The one with the green snow, that'd be rather perfect for Christmas Eve, wouldn't it?
I don't
Not so
remember.
much the racism and the
Yeah,
violence,
yeah.
but the snow, certainly.
Supercar 1960 said Doug Morris, and I did see somebody saying Space 1999 and 70. So we've got a massive spread of Gerry
Yeah.
Anderson fans from across the decades, which
Yeah.
is brilliant. So thank you all for joining us.
Wonderful. Stephen McElroy says, hi, Richard and Jamie. He doesn't wish Thunderbirds fabric. I just thought it might be something to show on Fab Live one time. Kind regards from Stephen. Good idea, Stephen.
I've lost one of the images, but I've
Okay.
got one here.
Yes.
You can see, in fact, you can see just the lower corner, the lower left corner, the vintage fabric,
Yeah.
and then the sort of binder stuff inside and pens and various bits and pieces.
Beautiful.
Nice homemade Thunderbirds stash there, Stephen.
Yep, thanks for that, Stephen. Roger Hall sent us a picture. He says it looks like Parker and Lady Penelope have fallen on hard times because while he was out and about, he found this rather truncated Fab 1.
I'm guessing from that number plate it belongs to somebody called Paula.
Oh, yes. Or Paolo.
Or Paula, yes, possibly.
No, maybe
Or,
not.
or par number 2, Euler.
Yeah.
Now, if you are the owner of Cab 1, as it's been described,
Very good.
I didn't. I just borrowed that
Oh, I see.
from Roger.
Nice.
Then we'd love to hear from you. I mean, it's not quite a Rolls, but it's not far off, is it?
Yeah, no, that's all right. Now, Simpsons Clip 24 says the episode was Friends. Space Precinct Christmas Eve.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
See, I don't think I've ever been on TV on Christmas Day. I have been on Christmas Eve a few times in various films and things, but never Christmas Day. There we are. Still might happen. Hi, Jamie and Richard. This is from Peter Littman, who says, now, I didn't get where I am today without often lying awake at night, wondering how things would have been if Space 1999 Season 2 had, in fact, been the only 24 episodes that were ever produced, and if Season 1 had never existed. It's impossible, I find anyway, not to compare the two, and my ultimate vote would be for the first season, along with many people's opinion. But would Season 2 be regarded in the way that it is if it was all that we had? There were, after all, I feel, at least some cracking episodes in the second season, and as one would expect from everything Anderson, beautifully produced as always. What do other people here feel, I wonder? Spectrum is and always will be green, from Peter Lippman. Thanks,
Cheers,
Peter.
Peter.
Yeah, interesting idea. If we only had season 2 of Space 1999, as it were,
Would it have been as popular?
yeah, would we be regarding it with slightly different eyes?
I'm sure we'd look at it differently, but yeah. Who knows?
We'd never know, of course, will we? Never know.
No. That's why it's a thought experiment, isn't it?
It is. Great.
Anyway, Richard, what's next?
This one is from Robert Cassidy, who got in touch at fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk. Hello again, Richard and Jamie, says
Hello.
Rob Cassidy. And he says, I thought you might like to see the cake, which I made to celebrate Breakaway Day this year. It didn't come out quite the way I planned. I'm no Mary Berry, but it was a lot of fun, especially when I set off a thermonuclear explosion. The cake was served with some Breakaway bars and was consumed whilst enjoying the absolutely stonking new Space 1999 audio drama from Big Finish, which I enjoyed hugely. Dare I say, better than the original.
Very glad to hear it. Now, I've got to try and load this image up because it hasn't...
Oh, the cake.
It hasn't come in.
I mean, they went a bundle over the biscuits, so they're going to love the cake.
Where is it? Mm-hmm. Oh dear, this isn't going very well, is it? Just pad for a minute, Richard.
All right, well, we can move on to another one, except that will mean more pictures, I suppose. Let me find out an email that didn't come with any pictures attached. Richard James, I swear I saw the wind in the willows on telly on Christmas Day in the morning one year, says Andrew Hyde. Really? Maybe it was on Christmas Day then. I thought it was Christmas Eve, but you could be right.
Right, here we go. Oh, no, it doesn't want to do the cake.
Oh,
sorry, Rob, it's
no.
rejecting your image for some reason.
What a shame. Well, look, I can always do
Afraid
this.
we can't do that. You don't show his email address, though.
No. How's that?
That's not bad. Yeah, you got to get a little hint of it there. Yeah, we can see the sparkler. Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. Well done, Richard.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the high-tech Gerry Anderson live stream where you can enjoy all sorts of printed out pictures of cakes.
Yes. The trouble, says Milo, with sequels is that it is always compared with its originating work. And that's
very
true.
true.
Yeah. And the difficult second album concept and all that sort of stuff. Fun is what it's all about, says Steve Bushell. Well, thanks for reminding us.
This?
Yeah.
No,
Good to know.
we generally have fun.
I often wonder what it would have been like if Koenig and Russell had been killed off in episode 2 and Victor had taken over Alpha per John's orders, says AC.
Well, Dad would have liked to do that because he was always desperate to kill off the main characters, wasn't he? That was one of his aspirations, was to do that.
That's very true. Now, Roger Woolley got in touch. Hi, Jamie and Richard.
Hello,
He said
Roger.
he had a fantastic time at Worcester Comic Con today. This was sent on the 14th of September. Got to meet 2 stars from Space 1999 today. One was Prentice Hancock and the other Carolyn Seymour, which was quite apt as we listened to the wonderful Big Finish Space 1999 CD in the car on the way to Comic-Con. That sounds fantastic. What a thing to do. I also met up with other members of the C-21 cosplaying group, playing Captain Troy Tempest to my Moonbase Alpha operative. I sent you a few photos for your enjoyment. PWR,
I
says
picked
Roger.
out 2 here. Now, the obvious one to show was this.
There he is with Prentice Hancock.
That's Roger on the left and Prentice on the right, if you weren't sure.
That's right, yeah.
Roger's always doing his bit in various costumes.
Yeah, fantastic.
Steve
isn't it?
Zodiac or a Year 2 operative, various other bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And also, we've got a picture of him with some other bloke. I don't really know who it is.
No, who is that?
Yeah.
Strange. He looks far too old to have been one of the doctors, doesn't he?
Yeah. No idea. Peter something or other, I think.
Yeah,
No,
no.
it's Peter Davison.
Of course it is.
Richard's favourite doctor.
Poor, not half.
So,
And I got to work with him as well.
Yeah, but when you met him
Yeah.
and talked about Space Precinct and Gerry Anderson, he wasn't that happy to see you, was he? He was much happy to see Roger.
True enough, he was not particularly happy to see me when I asked him for a £20 signed autograph.
He must be a Space 1999 fan.
He must be, yes, exactly. What other messages do we have?
Can I just read this out? This
Yeah.
is very. We really love this. So what we've noticed over the past year or so is a lot of positivity from Gerry Anderson fans from all over the world. You have all been really lovely to each other. You've raised money for charity. You've been very kind to one another.
Yeah.
And I just noticed a little thing here. Danny Moy, who's been very open and honest here in the comments and said, "Guys, I've been struggling with anxiety for the past year. When I'm on my own in the house, the podcast keeps me company and cheers me up. Thanks." Isn't that lovely?
Nice.
But then further down, I see Pierre Fontaine, who is our resident Pantone colour expert, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Who has said, and I can't find it, but it was something along the lines of, "You're amongst friends, feel better."
Yes.
And all these kind of things, for me, really personify what a lot of Gerry Anderson stuff is about. So thank you all for being so lovely.
Yes, because the thing is, there is enough negativity on the internet. There isn't there. There's a lot of people jumping on the smallest vulnerability and exploiting it, and that's not really what we're all about at all, is it?
No.
We're here to celebrate each and every one of you, and of course the universe of Gerry Anderson.
Yeah, which always had a positive message. So thank you all for being so marvellous.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of marvellous things,
Oh,
this
yes.
looks like a great thing to do next.
Yes. So, well, this is from Steve. This is a picture of him relaxing in his garden with his yearly treat to celebrate Breakaway Day this year.
He only eats once a year.
Yeah.
And here it is.
Nice.
Nice. Thank you for the snack that's nicely themed there, the Space 1999.
Yeah, that's great. Do let us know if you had other ways of celebrating Breakaway Day this year. Did you watch the, was it Shout Factory, I think, had a stream of Space 1999?
Yeah, Shout Factory had a full live stream of all 48 episodes.
Yeah. Did you treat yourself to the Big Finish audio several times, perhaps? Have you watched any YouTube clips? I know they've been posting various extras, both on the Gerry Anderson YouTube channel and Big Finish as well, I think. Did you eat a breakaway, make a special cake, dress up for the occasion? What did you do? But that's not all about Space 1999's anniversary or the anniversary of the moon.
It mostly is.
But did you know, says Douglas Pelton, that 50 years ago this morning, this again was on the 13th of September, Joe 90 started running Canada-wide every Saturday at 10:30 on the CTV network. CTV aired all and a series from Thunderbirds right through to UFO from 1965 to 1971.
There you go.
That's September 13th, 1969 for most special agent pilot episode.
There we go.
And there's a picture.
Thanks for sending that in, Doug.
Yeah.
Yes, we often forget there's so many anniversaries every blooming year, really.
Yes.
Breakaway Day was obviously a really big one.
Yes.
Secret Service a little bit less.
Yeah.
But thanks for reminding us that it was Joe's birthday.
Yeah, it's just extraordinary, really. It's just that the passing of time is it's an amazing thing, isn't it? 50 years since this, 20 years since that.
We were saying that earlier on. Weren't we?
Yeah.
Now, I've got a final one here, which Richard, for some reason, has ignored or thrown away or something.
Right.
Richard went on holiday recently to Pisa.
Okay.
You know what people at Pisa do?
Yes.
They take pictures of themselves holding up the Leaning Tower, don't
Yes.
they? And Richard did that.
I did that, yes.
So our podcast listeners have been playing around with Richard's picture, and I just wanted to show this one that James Pilson Wood has sent in, where Richard's got himself involved in security hazard there.
That's very good. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, do listen to this week's podcast. There's a little bit of chat at the end about my holiday. And Jamie, you gave a little bit of a challenge to our podcast listeners. So I posted a picture of myself in Pisa to the podcast listeners group on Facebook. Facebook.com/groups/podsterons with a challenge to our listeners to Photoshop me in some amusing situations, preferably Gerry Anderson released, but not particularly.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Chris has also just reminded us that today is the 49th anniversary of UFO's first UK broadcast.
Yeah.
So thank you very much
That's right.
for that, Chris.
Yes. Terry Saris says, what about the next Andacon? So Andacon was, there are two of them so far. Gerry Anderson conventions, one in Leicester, one at Heathrow. What about the next one?
They're a huge amount of work. We're just too busy
Yes.
at the moment. But there will be more.
Yes. You did
yes.
have a thought, didn't you, about the Thunderbirds themed hotel in Slough, if and when that were to open, maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't
Yeah,
it? But
yeah, but
that's
nothing's-
not
yeah.
for a little while.
Yes.
Matty Keskilvari
Oh yes.
has seen some of the hilarious efforts of your, doctoring your photo.
Oh,
That's what I was
great.
going to
Excellent.
say.
Yeah, right, thank you for that. Graham, crikey, that's a great surname.
Well,
Yeah.
or 60 if you... Yeah, we've done this before.
Oh, of course, yes. I agree about the positivity in this group, says Hugh Morn. Nearly everything else I follow has people bring negative in some form, and I recall being torn apart on a James Bond forum 6 years ago. So I'm really enjoying the friendliness in this group. Absolutely. We have no one slating anybody's likes. If you like this, that, or the other, that's all cool, because there's plenty there to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Josh Long has asked, is there any news on the Gerry Anderson World Cup on Twitter?
Yes.
The only reason there isn't is because I forgot to send AC,
Yes.
who's watching now, sorry, Andrew, for this, the document which gives you the rundown of how to do it. So AC, next week we need to do the Twitter Gerry Anderson World Cup. I'm really sorry. So I'll send you an email about that.
Great.
So there you go. You heard it here first, and AC's been tied into it now, so it's happening next week.
Listen out on the
onwards.
podcast for more news and so on. We'll tell you exactly
Whoops.
where and when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard, that's it for viewer emails.
It is, that's true.
There are more comments flooding in.
Okay, like what?
Well, we've read most of them, but there's more coming.
Okay.
But I thought we should play a game.
Oh, great. Which one did you have in mind?
Well, this time I'm thinking Blankety Blank.
Blankety Blank.
Should we play some Blankety Blank and hope that the video encoding works?
Fingers crossed, everyone.
All right, here we go.
Appearing tonight on Virgil Tracy, Destiny Angel, Officer Orange, Atlanta Shore, Captain Scarlet, and Dr. Venus. And here are your hosts, Richard James and Jamie Anderson.
It's Gerry Anderson themed Blankety Blank,
The old Blankety Blank.
which brings with it the inevitable Terry Wogan impression from Richard James.
Yeah, I love that picture, says Aidan. What, that must be me and you. That's quite an old picture now, isn't it?
Yes.
Terry
Yes.
Wogan voice, please, says Nick McCarty. You see? I know what the public want.
Thanks. Anyway, Richard,
Yeah.
what happens in Blankety Blank? I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
It's quite easy.
Well, not everybody knows Blankety Blank. What's it called in the US? Snatch Game.
Is it? Snatch Game?
No, Match Game. Snatch Game's from RuPaul. Match Game.
Right.
But we call it Blankety Blank here, and Richard's going to explain now how it works
Yes.
while I have a drink.
Yeah, Robert Monk says, Wogan, do Wogan. I did Wogan.
No more Wogan until the end. I'll tell you what, if you all do well enough in the Blankety Blanks, then you get to
Right. Okay.
hear another Wogan.
Okay.
If not, then no more Wogan.
But actually, it was also presented by Les Dawson and I think Paul O'Grady.
As Lily Savage.
Right, there you go. Anyway, Blankety Blank,
Anyway.
yes, in the sort of 70s, 80s and into the 90s, I think, was a game show where people were presented with phrases or sayings with missing words, and they had to fill in the blanks with the most, amusing, but also ultimately correct answers. So we're doing something similar with quotes from the Gerry Anderson universe. So I have 3 quotes here for you. Actually, I'm going to give you a massive clue. They're all from the same Gerry Anderson show this time.
But you've basically given them a clue so that you can do a Terry Wogan impression, Richard, but go ahead.
So, here is the first one. All I need to know in that case is what is the missing word and who said it? So here is your first Blankety Blank. Get my fingers out of the way. There's more than one way to skin a cat, or in his case, a blank. There's more than one way to skin a cat, or in his case, a blank. Who said it, and what is that missing word? And I suppose you'll have to tell me what show it's from as well, but once you discover this one, then it's also the case for the next 2, because all these 3 quotes are taken from the same show. There's more than one way to skin a cat, or in his case, a blank.
Now, if you knew the show, you'd almost certainly know the blank.
Right. Yeah, true enough. Mark Simpson-Wedge thinks he knows.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Mark Simpson-Wedge is a fan of this show.
Ralph says Space Cop. Obviously not a fan. What did you say about Supercar? Where is it? Says Dibu.
I don't know, so we did say anything about Supercar, did we?
Maybe he's watching something else entirely.
Well, actually, I might have my Supercar budgie... oh, no, I don't know where it is. Just lean forward a minute.
There's more than one way to skin a cat, or in his case, a blank.
Oh, I don't know where it is.
A mouse, says Lauren. A banana, says Steve Bushell. A bird, says Simpsons Clip 24. Mr. On, says Hales Griffin. Terrorhawks, says Steve Bushell. Yes, Steve, it is indeed from Terrorhawks. There's more than one way to skin a cat, or in his case, a blank. And the answer is, and I have seen one person get it right, Mark Simpson-Wedge. Give yourself a pat on the back.
A tiger.
There you are. There's more than one way to skin a cat, or in his case, a tiger. How's that for my Windsor Davis?
Well, yeah, it's fine. Yes, agreed.
Yeah,
very
great.
good, very
Good.
good.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Supercar. I just pulled this out from the bookshelf.
Yeah.
There's a lovely gift to me, given to me by Lee Sullivan,
Ah.
comic artist extraordinaire.
Yes.
And
Is
it's the original,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
but it's just got such lovely, lovely artwork and red ink. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. And feel it.
Pardon?
Feel the book.
Well, that's as light as air.
Isn't it just? It's got weird corrugated cardboard covers. Anyway,
Yeah.
did you have this?
Do you have it
Supercar-
still?
Or yes, is a Supercar album or annual or whatever it's called? I think it was because before they were even called annuals.
Yes.
But it is rather lovely.
Well, I suppose an annual would mean that it's every year, wouldn't it? That's the point of an annual.
Yeah.
To
Ewan, is that?
Ewan with love from Auntie Mary.
Mary?
Christmas
Christmas
1964.
There you go. So was that yours? Who knows? Anyway, it's a lovely little piece.
Yeah. Terrorhawks, but I can't remember the episode, says James Beach. I couldn't get the episode either. Yeah, I know it, but I can't remember, says Dizzy Tiggy 1984. Well, that's not good enough, is it? Time for the next one, then. So we've established, haven't we, that all these quotes are from Terrorhawks. That stuff's hard as Neinstein's blank.
Now, is this a zero quote? I feel like it is. I don't know.
Can't remember.
I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is.
I think they might all be. Certainly the first one was as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That stuff's hard as Einstein's
Blank.
what? As hard as Einstein's blank. Ah, the wonderful Lee, says Steve Butchell. Yes, that's right, Lee Sullivan.
Yeah.
Had him on a couple of times, haven't we?
As hard as Einstein's super magnification.
Can't be right. Wow, says Matty, probably referring to the Supercar album rather than this quote.
Might be referring to the blank.
Yes, but we know this is from Terra Hawks. That stuff's hard as Einstein's what? Now, either the system's crashed or people are being very shy about this one. Aha! Tiger, says Duncan Wilson. Delay. Couldn't agree more.
I think we've got a bit of a multiple delay depending on platform here. So
Yes. Yeah, the game's been hijacked, says Chris Dale. Boop, boop. What are you doing now?
putting it back in the frame.
Oh, sorry, that's my fault, isn't it?
So we're not going to get any guesses. So let's just give it away.
Well, it's quite easy, isn't it? Can only be one thing. That's hard as Einstein's heart. Of course.
Do it in Windsor voice then.
That stuff's hard as Einstein's heart.
Nice.
That was all right, wasn't it?
Very good impression, Richard.
Thank you very much. And, well, the final one then. We've established this will be from Terra Hawks as well.
Yeah, and we've also established we're not getting any comments at all now. Let me see if I can resurrect these.
Perhaps people are just staring in a wide-eyed silence. Can't quite believe what they see.
Quite possible. Anyway, let's assume they can still hear us with this last blankety blank, which is...
Whoa, I've got to... There we are. Always stand upwind of that one. They do say he puts blank in his lubrication oil.
I know this one.
Do you?
I do, yes.
Always stand upwind of that one. They do say he puts blank in his lubrication oil. What could that possibly be?
Oh dear. Page on. Here we go, we're back.
Aha!
Oh, no, we've lost it again.
Well, it's reloading. It might be right in a moment.
Yeah, it might come back.
Final call for this last one. We know it's from Terra Hawks, and I think we could probably safely guess that it's from... it's Sergeant Major Zero
It
again.
is Zero again saying that, yes.
Always stand upwind of that one. They say he puts blank in his lubrication oil. And... because we can't see any of your comments...
It's a joke that we reused in the audio series, I should say.
Ah, did you now?
I think so, yeah.
The answer is... garlic. Always stand upwind of that one. They do say he puts garlic in the lubrication oil. There you go. How's that?
There you go. Ace of Thorns got it.
Yeah, zeroids.
Zeroids in
Ralph.
his lubrication oil. Isn't that sort of a bit cannibalistic, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sprouts,
yeah.
naughty things. Well, a couple of you got garlic. Well done, Jack.
Baked
Well done,
beans,
Danny.
says
Well
Graham.
done, James. Baked beans.
Could have been. Yeah, very good. Excellent. Well done if you got them all right. Several of you got the fact that it was Terra Hawks. A few of you said Sergeant Major Zero, and I think at least one of you got every single one right, which means that I do have to bring out the old Wogan impression. Eh? Ah, gone and never called me mother. Ah. There you go. That's this week's Blankety Blank.
Thank goodness that's over. We hope you enjoyed that, folks. As you may be able to tell, we're having some minor technical difficulties.
Yes, just slightly.
Or technical decals, as I was going to say.
Your pardon?
It's getting a bit rude now.
Speak for yourself.
Technical difficulties here on Fab Live 26. But do stay with us. We've got all sorts more fun coming. Actually, we've got a limited amount of fun coming.
Paddy Fancy says it sounds more like Tommy Cooper.
Well, it's not far off, is it? Danny Moy wants Terra Hawks Audio Series 4, please.
Crikey.
If you do want more
Yeah.
Terra Hawks Audio from Big Finish, email them, inquiries@bigfinish.com.
Yes.
And tell them you'd like more.
With Jeremy Vile in, that would be good, wouldn't it?
I think Jeremy Vile died, Richard. He blew up, didn't he? He
I
burst.
don't know. I didn't read it to the end. Thank you for the shout out. Jamie says, Ace of Thorns, I'm a big fan of your dad's work. That's very nice. And now yours too. Sorry I was listening but not playing as I was frying eggs, says AC.
Good for you.
Thanks,
Not
AC.
as many eggs as Mark Wilson, unless you've fried 239 eggs this evening, AC. That was an email from earlier on, Richard. Do you remember?
Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. Crikey. You're very good.
Or was it 93? I think it was 239.
It was 200 something. You're right. Yeah.
Anyway, there we go.
Yeah.
Bill Barkley loves the Thunderbird 2 t-shirt. Glad to hear it, Bill. If you want to get one of your own, you can get it from shop.gerryanderson.co.uk.
Hugh Morn says, loving the Wogan, but could Richard do Roger Moore? No, is the answer.
if you're a James Bond fan, can I suggest you go back and listen to the John Glenn interview on the Gerry Anderson podcast?
Yeah.
In which John tells a nice bit of a Roger Moore story.
Yeah, he does.
Anecdote was the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Mark Perkins says, "Who knew Terry Wogan was Welsh?" Thanks. Thanks very much.
Oh dear, well done, Richard. Now, Richard, it's about this time normally that we play a game, another one.
Yeah, they're coming thick and fast tonight, aren't they? Why is that? Normally, because we haven't had big rat bites. Because we couldn't manage that.
We will try it again at the end, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to work, I'm afraid.
Do you think we'll ever see a Jamie Anderson show, says James Pilson Wood?
Possibly, James. Yeah.
I think that's definitely on the cards.
Or do you just mean a live stream where it's just me? If you mean that, then no. If you mean something of my own creation, then quite possibly.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. Can you do impressions, Jamie, says Steve?
No.
You did a great one of your neighbour who phones you up occasionally in the car on the way here.
Who's probably watching this. Yeah, Ross Mumford, if you're watching this, then I did an impression of you earlier on. It was very, very good. But it was very favourable, wasn't it?
Oh, very favourable. Absolutely, yeah. Sounds like a lovely chap. Can you do any Doctor Who impressions? We're not here for Doctor Who impressions,
Although
are we?
you have been doing Tom Baker impressions all afternoon, Richard.
Yes, I know. It's true.
You're not going to do any now, though?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, great. Time for another game, you say?
I think we probably should. Oh, nice.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's pretty good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think we should probably...
Think about K9. He has that. It just goes a bit too high and it sounds a bit odd, like he's really straining for it. Like that.
Nice.
Thank you very much, anyway.
That looks not very good for us. Sorry, Jen, we're doing our best. But,
Sorry, Jen.
Sometimes the World Wide Web is against us.
Yes.
Steve Bushell, yes, I haven't mentioned the Space 1999 store.
Yeah.
I forgot that in the news section.
I know. There's so much stuff.
Right. Listen up, Space 1999 fans. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
You.
Mm-hmm. No, not you. Sit down. Yeah, you.
You. There is a Space 1999 store just stocking Space 1999 stuff, shipping directly from the US and from Europe. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's going to come from the closest place to you. And you can get to it at space1999.store. 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 Loads of stuff there that we don't have on the Gerry Anderson store because it's a kind of exclusive Space 1999 pop-up. So thank you very much for the reminder, Steve. There you go.
Yeah. Great. Oh, Jen says, not you guys. She's replying to the fact that Big Rat Bites couldn't play.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
but when we do upload it on Thursday, it'll be worth it.
Yes, absolutely. We have had the ultimate review, of course, which we can use on all future Fab Live broadcasts, from Mark Simpson Wedge, who simply says, not as bad as Fab Live 3.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mark. That'll be our new tagline across the thumbnail. Look, Richard, we need to play the most complicated game of the night.
What is... Really?
Which is Fab or Fib.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, here we go.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
Fab or Fib.
It's that same old picture again. We need to get a new one.
Do we?
Well, I think we do, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, here we go.
Yes. Thanks a lot. See you, says Dibu. Okay, cheers then.
Bye.
Bye.
We've got more games, but
Yeah.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
Well, there's one more game, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Well, this is Fab or Fib. This is where I give you 5 facts from the Gerry Anderson universe. And as I'm reading them out, Jamie very kindly sketches them in a variety of colours. Only one of these facts is true. In other words, only one of them is fab and the rest are fibs. 1 fab and 4 fibs. And it's up to you to decide, as we go along, which of them is a fab and which of them are fibs. But, and here's the most important thing, you can only use your fab once. So, for example, if you say, well, number 1 is plainly true, therefore that's a fab, that means that all the others must be fibs. If at the end you haven't used your fab and we get to number 5, well, it therefore follows that number 5 must be fab. Right. Now, also, we're going to do something special like we did last time. So I shall be picking a winner from tonight's commentators. Yes.
Yeah.
And they, if they are willing to send me their postal address, will be receiving Jamie's doodles. Signed by the man himself.
You could have asked me first. Yeah, okay.
Well, we did it last time.
Yeah, we'll tell you what, we'll give them the doodles and we'll give them also a copy of New Captain Scarlet on Blu-ray. How's that? And if you haven't got a Blu-ray player, then we'll do a DVD of something else.
Crikey.
Captain
right? Scarlet on Blu-ray.
New Captain Scarlet.
New Captain Scarlet on Blu-ray and Jamie's doodles. to a person picked entirely randomly who's watching us this evening.
And who's commenting, yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
So-
Great. Right, so here are your first of 5 facts. They're all fibs, says Milo. Well, hang on, only just started yet. Robert Monk already said that number 4 is fab, says Robert Cassidy. He did indeed say that before we'd started. We shall see. Number 1. Did you know that Martin Landau and Barbara Bain's marriage was literally a match made in heaven? Martin Landau was working in an LA bar called Heaven between jobs when he served model and actress Barbara Bain with her favourite cocktail, Fly Me to the Moon. Have you ever had a Fly Me to the Moon?
I have not. What's in there?
I think it's whiskey and Coke, and there's lime juice and ginger, I think, as well. It's quite a spicy sort of whiskey. Nice thing, bit of something or other. Yeah. So is this fab or fib? Is it true or false? If it's true, it's fab. If not, it's a fib.
Got a slight problem that my pen's running out.
Okay, carry on. Did you know that Martin Landau and Barbara Bain's marriage was literally a match made in heaven? Martin Landau was working in an LA bar called Heaven between jobs when he served model and actress Barbara Bain with her favourite cocktail, which is a Fly Me to the Moon. Oh, crikey. Fib, says Hayos Griffin. All right. Or indeed fib, says Thomas Anthony Evans. Fab, says Stuart. Michael Horgan says fib. Steve Bushell says fib. Fib, but good luck, Jamie, says Joanne.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this one. This is the problem.
It's looking great. Fib says Ben Page. Fib says Mark Simpson Wedge. They also were both in Mission Impossible Series 2, says Bill Barkley. Well, I didn't say when their marriage was and when they met, and they might have met during the filming of Mission Impossible 2 when, I don't know, between shows or something. Fib-ish, says Nick McCarty, not willing to commit entirely. Keith Roberts says fib, as indeed says Josh Long. Well, awful lot of fibs going on here. Andrew Hyde says it's a fib as well. Ashley Bell, yeah, Duncan Moss. Well. Lot more technical issues for Jamie, I think, coming up here. Yeah, well, let's see how you did. Here we are. Right. Talk us through this, Jamie.
So this is Martin serving Barbara the cocktail at the Breakaway bar, as you can see. It's well branded on the front there. And weirdly, at their very first meeting, they were both wearing tops with a single coloured sleeve.
Yes, isn't that amazing?
Although strangely not...
Windsor Davies was originally considered to voice the robot Tweaky.
What?
In Buck Rogers in the 25th century. But lead actor Gil Gerard, who played Buck Rogers famously, didn't take kindly to the diminutive droid addressing him as lovely boy.
I can't even remember what that robot looks like.
Give us your best Tweaky. So, was Terrahawks Windsor Davies originally considered to voice the robot Tweaky in Buck Rogers in the 25th century? Until lead actor Gil Gerard didn't take too kindly to the diminutive droid addressing him as lovely boy. Biddy, 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 biddy. Remember all that? Hiya, Buck. That's pretty good, I suppose. Yeah.
I can't remember what he looks like.
Keith Roberts says number 2 is a fib. Lol, I wish this was fab, says Martin Smicky Smith. Well, it might be Martin, we just don't know. Liberty Gibbet. Fair enough, says Lauren. Fib, says Ace O'Thorns. Fib, says Duncan Moss. An awful lot of fibs. Scott Anthony Bickliki says fib. Oh, Richard, you are mean, says Joanna. I can't help it, Joanna. Steve Bushell says fib. Stephen Needham says fib. Ashley Bell says fib. Well, I mean, you might be right. I couldn't possibly say. Was Terrahawks Windsor Davies considered for the voice of Tweaky in Buck Rogers in the 25th century? I have a feeling that this is going to be one drawing that we really want to see.
I don't think it is. The problem is I cannot remember what that robot looks like. I used to watch Buck Rogers on BBC Two. Stop it.
Yes, that's right. I mean, it's pretty good. Talk us through it.
Well, I can't remember what he looks like. So there he is. He's diminutive. I know he's not actually that small in the show. Was it Gil Gerard you said?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's been called Lovely Boy and Gil Gerard is there saying no chance.
Yeah.
So it's obviously from when he was trying out for the job.
Yes, that's right, from the audition. Yeah. From the screen test.
I'm having trouble with words this evening.
Yeah, that's right.
Technical difficulties.
Robert Hill said that Tweaky was voiced by Mel Blanc. Yes, he was eventually rather, but was Windsor Davies considered? Well, we'll find out later on. Ready for number 3?
Not really, but do it.
Now, we love a bit of nominative determinism here on Fab Live, don't we, Jamie? But did you know that Gerry Anderson himself was born in a hospital that bore his surname? Yes, Gerry was born at the Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Obstetric Hospital in 1929, although his family name at the time was Abraham's. Is that fab or fib?
What was it called again?
That Gerry Anderson was born in a hospital that bore his surname. He was born at the Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Obstetrics Hospital in 1927. Elizabeth Garrett Anderson. And of course later he was become known as Gerry Anderson when I think his mother changed her family name in 1939, 10 years later. His original family name being Abrahams. So was Gerry Anderson born in a hospital that bore his surname? Pierre Fontaine says the size seems about right for your tweaky drawing, so that's good.
Thanks very much.
Fib says Stuart. Fib says Keith Roberts. Not sure, says Stuart. Fib says Scott. Fab says Thomas Anthony Evans. Lauren thinks it's a fab as well. Emma Nichols thinks it's a fib, as does Graham thinks it's a fib as well. But Simon Jeffries says fab. So we have a slight difference of opinion here. We love a bit of nominative determinism, but was Gerry Anderson born at the Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Obstetrics Hospital in 1927? Fab says Simon Jeffries. Fib says Neil Robert Holloway. Fab says Milo. That could be a fab, says Joanna. Fab says Don Chandler. I have to say it, fib. If it's true, then Jamie can confirm it to us at the end. I suppose he might be able to, but I don't think he was there.
I wasn't there.
The British engineer says fab. Oh yeah, fab, says Ace Thorns. So, could be fab, says Joanna. Yeah, fib says that's Milo. So, now this one's rather special. Come on then.
There is the hospital in question, Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Hospital. Thunderbird 2 has burst through the wall carrying a cot.
Yes.
Containing young Gerald Alexander Anderson.
Yes.
Anyway, that's what I thought of the whole thing.
Do remember that one of you will be receiving these delightful pictures in the post.
I'm so sorry.
Choose at random. Andrew High thinks it's a fib. Okay, well, you've got 2 left to go. So, if you've used your fab, then you can't use it again for the final 2. If you haven't used it yet, well, one of these must be true. The Protector's Nairi Dawn Porter was born and brought up in New Zealand. The name of the street where she lived in the town of Napier was Anderson Hill. Coincidentally, the surnames of the 2 producers of The Protectors. Is that fab or fib?
What am I supposed to do?
Done a lot of research for this. Is it fab or fib? True or false? Let us know. The Protector's Nairi Dawn Porter was born and brought up in New Zealand. The name of the street where she lived in the town of Napier was Anderson Hill, which coincidentally were the surnames of the 2 producers of The Protectors, Reg Hill and Gerry Anderson. So, fab or fib, is that true or false? What do you think? You've got this one and another one to go, so if you haven't used your fab yet, then one of these must be true.
Yeah, you didn't give me much to go on with this, Richard, did you really? So,
Milo says it's from Wikipedia. Colin says it's fib. Nick so far says number 1 fib, number 2 fib, number 3 fab, number 4 fib, and thinking ahead already, he thinks number 5 is a fib. Okay, don't know where you've got your information. 29, said Morty Vicar. Don't know what he means by that. Maybe the address. Fab, says Shirley, also not sure, says a name that I can't quite see at the top there. Right, here we are.
I mean, it's pretty simple, really. It's Anderson Hill with a house on it. I'm sorry, I couldn't do any better than that.
No, that's very good. Well, these are stacking up nicely. Now, I think our comments may have just frozen again.
Oh.
Or do you need to scroll down?
No, if they've frozen, then we're stuck.
Okay.
So,
that's all right.
Let me pop back here and open us a new comments window.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hang on. Best one you've ever done, Jamie.
Oh,
it just popped up then. Never mind. Okay. That's fine. So we'll head into the last one now. So really, if you haven't used your fab yet, this has got to be it. That's the rule. Them's the breaks. So number 5. A short-lived Gerry Anderson-themed fish and chip shop opened its doors in Brighton on this day in 1978. Featuring dishes like security haddock and chips, Gabriel hake and mushy peas, and Master Spy and mash, it was called, of course, Place 1999. Is that fab or fib? Is that true or false? Was there indeed a Gerry Anderson-themed fish and chip shop that opened its doors on this day in 1978 in Brighton, featuring dishes like the security haddock and chips, Gabriel hake and mushy peas, and Master Spy and mash? It was called, of course, Place 1999. Or was it? Fibby Fib, says Don Chandler. Fib, says Graham. Fib, by default, says Hugh Morn, having spent his fab already. Fib, says Milo. Bib, says Pierre. Ha ha ha, God, I wish that was true, says James Pilson Wood. Well, it might well be true, James. That's the point. Hope you didn't say you can't change your mind if you haven't used your fab yet. Well, Paddy Fancy, I think I might have said that. Fib, says Laura Stanley. So, Paddy Fancy, you think that all of these are fibs? Yes, well, we'll see. That's your most creative yet, says Jen. Thank you very much. Fib, fab, fib. Committed, says Joanna. Great. Fib, says Steve Needham. Scott says, right, I'm calling this a fib, so I'll change number 4 from fib to fab. I'm not sure if you can do that retrospectively. Change your fabs like that. Very fib, says Ace. I'm now in Hungary, says Laura Stanley. Oh, I'm now hungry. Aidan says fib. Trevor Random says fib. Bill Barkley thinks it's a fab and that there was, in fact, a Gerry Anderson themed fish and chip shop in Brighton called Place 1999.
Well, let's hope there was, because I love the idea of it.
Right, let's have a look at your picture and then we will reveal all.
Sorry. This is the worst one ever. So right here we have the Place 1999 fish and chip shop. Alan Carter's popped along. He's parked the Eagle outside, and he's waiting in there while Paul Morrow has popped in. I think that's the right sleeve for Paul Morrow with his orange sleeve.
Yep.
To place his order for a Gabrielle Haken chips.
Yeah, very good. So there you go.
Oh dear, oh dear. What were we thinking, Richard, when we came up with this idea?
I know. I think it was probably mine, wasn't it? Sorry about that. So we've had our 5 facts. Let's go through them. And
was it Eric's
chip restaurant in Brighton called Place 1999.
Oh, but the world is crying out for a Place 1999.
I mean, there's still time, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'm afraid that the Protector's Nairi Dawn Porter, although she was born in Napier in New Zealand, actually was never born or lived in a place called Anderson Hill, which coincidentally would have been the same names as the surnames of Gerry Anderson, Reg Hill. Terrorhawks Winter Davies, on the other hand, never played the part of Tweaky or was originally considered for the voice of Tweaky and Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
That's probably a good thing for that drawing as well.
Probably. Neither did Martin Landau and Barbara Bain first lock eyes in a bar called Heaven in LA, where he served her with her favourite cocktail, Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh, I don't know why I called it the Breakaway bar then.
No, that's nice though, that's good.
Yeah, there we go.
So that means, by process of elimination, here we have this month's fab, don't we?
It's called Eric. There we go.
There we are. Yes, Gerry Anderson was indeed born at the Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Obstetrics Hospital in 1927.
There we go.
1929, beg your pardon.
Nice, 1929, get the year right.
There we are, sorry about that. So, can you confirm that? Were you there? Do you remember it?
I was not there.
What were you wearing?
It was... Yeah, I think I was probably a single sew at that point,
yes.
So I'm not sure I can be included. So no, I wasn't there, but I think that's correct as far as I know. So
yeah, there we go. Alan Walker says, I love this show. Anderson Hospital one is fab, says Milo. Great. Doggy, says Chris Dale. Yay for Eric the dog, says Ralph. Hello, Eric, says Lauren. Yes, I finally got one right, says Don. Yes, said James. Joanna says, Eric. Very good. So, a fair few of you got them right there.
Yep.
Now, I have already chosen one particular person.
Have you?
Yes. Is that all right?
Of course it is, yes.
So, if you are still watching us, Mark Perkins, I'm going to award you these 5 pictures that will be signed by the illustrious Jamie Anderson and sent to you along with a Blu-ray of New Captain Scarlet. If you would be kind enough to send your postal address
Just send it to the Fab Live
to
address.
fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk. fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk. And Mark Perkins, I'm awarding this solely for your comment.
Solely.
You see, on the 5th fact there, where you said simply fib and chips.
Oh.
Simple as that.
Nice.
Simple as that.
That's how you do it. That's how you get Richard's attention. Puns.
Exactly.
There you go. I've signed them all. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
So Richard will sort that if you want them.
Yeah, but well done all, of course. You know, we're all winners, really, aren't we?
Yes.
Just a bit of fun.
Oh, Jen Whitby. She's asked how Di the cat is. Jen, can I share some sad news with you? Di's gone missing. He's been missing for several weeks now, so we don't know what's happened there, which is rather sad.
Yes.
So, but the other animals are fine.
Yes.
As Eric, as you've just seen, is very well. Ernie is in his little office bed just down here.
He is.
So the others are all good, but
Yeah.
sad
Steve
one there.
Bushell says, well done, Mark. Joanna says, lucky Mark. Wow, congratulations, says Ian. Funny you should mention place. During my first trip to England in 92, my mother and I had place for lunch in Brighton.
Wow, but not at Place 1999.
No, but how...
Yeah,
is that?
It is a bit weird, isn't it?
That's great, isn't
Very
it? Well done, says
strange.
Lauren. Yeah, very good. Well done, everybody.
Now,
Yes.
it's almost time for us to go away.
Right.
But before we go, we should do a quick recap of the news, and then we should probably try our very best to play out Big Rat Bites.
Yeah.
It may not happen, and if it doesn't, then we're just going to end up
Yeah.
cutting the stream.
Yes.
So, should we have a quick run back through the news?
Yes.
Okay. Let me put the news ticker on, because otherwise it's not news. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Right, okay, yeah. Oh, it must be news then.
It's news now. We're just having a quick recap. If you've got any questions or anything you want to chuck in, throw them into the comments now. Richard will keep an eye and jot down any vital questions of vital importance.
Not in pink, though. That'll never show up.
No, you want a dark colour. There you go. So, quick news catch up. Here we go. UFO Soundtrack is now available on vinyl, but highly limited edition, almost sold out. It is also available on CD. Not almost sold out, because there are more of those, but do go and grab them. If you want to know about how Space 1999 came to be, then Chris Dale has written a fantastic article which is available on the Gerry Anderson website called UFO 2 Space 1999, about how the second series was transformed from the development work that had been done to date to become the Space 1999 you know and love. On the 30th of September, 5th of October and the 6th of October, there is a Thunderbirds live stream being put together by the team behind Thunderbirds 1965 with all sorts of goodies, including some newly shot material. If you haven't yet bought the Space 1999 Breakaway Special Edition audio drama reimagining from Big Finish, then where have you been and what are you doing? It's available now. It's got rave reviews across the board. In fact, I have a feeling that Radio Times called it Line of Duty on the Moon.
Nice.
Which I thought was a great review. It's Secret Services, not 21st anniversary, 50th anniversary on the 21st of September. There is a Secret Service poster available, but obviously if you've not seen the show, it's a great time to pick it up and learn all about it. The complete DVD set is available from the Gerry Anderson store, as is one single episode on the HD 21 box set if you want to get a taster for how all the shows look in HD. Kevin Grazier has written a fantastic article on the Gerry Anderson website about the science that Space 1999 got right and wrong and a bit ugly. It's a really fantastic read. If you want to learn about other Gerry Anderson shows like Fireball XL5, like Terrorhawks, like Joe 90, then head over to the YouTube channel and watch some of Chris Dale's primers. If you would like to win a complete Gerry Anderson collection featuring all the things pictured here and many, 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 many more items, every DVD, Blu-ray, audio CD, book and comic that are currently available, plus a multi-region Blu-ray player to play them on, then enter the Gerry Anderson giveaway. You can find out more on the Gerry Anderson website, gerryanderson.co.uk, or I think if you go to bit.ly/GA giveaway 19. But if you can't find it, just do a search and you'll find it there. And finally, I think for now, if you're a Space 1999 fan, then you should pop along and read the Flight of the Eagle A21 story on the Gerry Anderson site. Andrew Clements is writing a nice A21 story every week, which kind of give you a little bit of a feel. Excuse me, Ernie. Sorry, that's only growling. Which give you a feel of an old TV21 story for the modern day. Plus, we've got some fantastic Space 1999 T-shirts. This Eagle schematic. Ernie, come here. Come here. Ernie. Come here. Come on.
Now then.
Some fantastic Space 1999 T-shirts, this Eagle schematic, and also...
Eric.
Oh, Eric's come over as well. Yes, Eagle schematic, and also an Eagle and Hawk design, which you can see right here. They're both available from the Gerry Anderson store, shop.gerryanderson.co.uk. This is Ernie. Ernie says hi.
Hi, Ernie.
Ernie's getting a bit grumpy because he wants some attention. And I think... that's the complete news update.
Well done.
Now, Richard, to finish off, have we got any questions before we have to go?
Yes, I have jotted down a few. Joanna says, have you ordered your curry? Well, no need, Joanna, because Jamie very kindly fed me and us earlier. And the dogs.
Yeah.
Further more Into Infinity books, please. Someone has asked. What's the story
there's
there?
more, and we're going to be talking about those more next week. There are actually 2 available on Amazon right now if you pop along there. The day after tomorrow and Planetfall. But we'll be giving those a bit more of an official launch very soon.
Someone asked, did Gerry's model department work on Star Trek?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, maybe someone...
gang.
Yeah, that's right. A few people have been asking, Firestorm, are you willing or able to share any latest news?
Can't tell you any more news, as Richard knows, because we discuss it offline.
Yeah.
There's just several things, which means we can't say anything right now, but there will be news soonish.
As and when.
Yeah,
yes, that's right.
as and when.
Robert Monk asked, when is Richard going to be acting in Southend again? Don't know, Robert, when I get a job that goes down there. I've got a job over Christmas and New Year, doing a big arena tour of the UK. So if you live in Manchester, Glasgow, Newcastle, Liverpool, Birmingham, you can come and see me in Grandpa's Great Escape, another David Walliams show that I'm doing with Nigel Planer. Date of the next Fab Live, people are asking. And then other people saying, well, the first Monday is the 7th of October.
Okay.
So that might be it.
7th of October sounds good to me, but we'll confirm soon.
And Aidan says, can he post us some fan art? Absolutely. Scan it if you can, and email it to fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk, and we'll do our best to show it next time.
We will.
Love to see it, yeah. We'd love to see all your pictures. We'd love to see your cosplay and your fan art and your merch and your toys and your model collections and DVDs and your shelves lined with various toys and everything you've got. So send it all into fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk, and you can bet we'll try and show them next time, possibly, almost certainly on the 7th of October.
That's when we'll aim for.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. On that note, I think we've pretty much done the whole thing.
Yeah.
The chat has probably crashed again.
Yep.
It's Josh's birthday on Friday.
Great.
Happy birthday, Josh.
Excellent. Happy birthday, Josh.
If you've got a birthday or anything this week, then happy birthday. Please do join in on the podcast.
Oh, yes, of course.
Make sure you listen to that.
Yep. Yes, he's a Northern Irish presenter.
Deceased radio presenter.
That's
yeah.
right.
Anyway, look, that's enough.
Now, we're going to try one last time, although you seem to have your hands full, to perhaps play out with Chris Dale's Big Rat Bites.
Could you hold Ernie?
Oh, yeah.
He might try and get down. Right, we're going to try Big Rat Bites. If it works, then great. If not, we'll stop the stream. That's it for tonight.
Yeah.
And we'll upload it on Thursday this week to the Gerry Anderson YouTube channel.
Yes.
So thank you all for watching.
Yes.
We really appreciate you spending your time with us. Ernie says bye. Minnie says bye. And here is possibly Big Rat Bites and then the end. And if not, then the end.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to Moron of the Month, our semi-regular feature where we spotlight a random character from the Gerry Anderson universe who either isn't very good at their job, or is just having a bit of an off day, or may very well actually be good at their job but never gets a chance to show it because things are always going wrong for them. And today's recipient of the Moron of the Month, pencil falls firmly into the latter category, and is sure to be of interest to a certain Mr. Richard James. Yes, today we're talking about a much celebrated character from Space Precinct that absolutely everyone remembers. This Creon officer is a valued member of the Precinct 88 team, making regular appearances right the way through the series until the very last episode of the show. That's right, you've guessed it already, it's the Cell Guard. Well, who did you think I meant? The Creon Cell Guard first appeared in the episode Flash, where he's guarding the cells. Hence his name. In one of the cells is Dr. Henry Jansen, creator of the confidence-boosting drug Flash, which causes anyone who overdoses on it to explode. Henry has been slipped a small vial of the drug and sprays just a little into the Cell Guard's face. Let's watch.
How do you feel?
Okay. No, I don't. I feel like great.
Keep your voice down.
So Henry sings the guard's praises and talks him into letting him go, but what's revealing about this scene is that this guy markets this drug to people with low self-esteem and low self-worth, and instantly picks out the Cell Guard as an easy mark, and is proven correct when the guard imagines himself as the greatest officer the Force has ever seen.
You're the greatest police officer the Force has ever had.
It sort of makes everything else that happens to him throughout the rest of the series even more tragic than it already is. He wanted to be a great officer, but he's stuck on cell duty. His ambition vastly exceeds his capabilities. I can relate. So, already that's one appearance and one massive failure. This guy was locked inside the cell he was meant to be guarding.
You're the greatest police officer the Force has ever had.
But surely things can only get better for him from here, right? Oddly enough, his next appearance is in an episode that's curiously light on regular characters, and that's Body and Soul, where he's seen milling around in the main office. He gets no lines and nothing of particular interest happens to him, although he's last seen getting a cup of coffee, which no doubt landed him in the medical room shortly thereafter.
You're the greatest police officer the force has ever had.
He's next seen in action in Time to Kill, as the murderous cyborg arrives on the station house to hunt down a man named Tamsin, who is currently in custody in the cells. One by one, Brogan's colleagues are ruthlessly bumped off, but surely the cell guard has a plan in mind to stop this murderous fiend?
Hey!
Wow. Even Slow-Mo put up a better fight than that. And it's made even worse by the fact that everyone knew exactly where the cyborg was making for.
It's heading for the cells.
So the cell guard should have been more prepared than anybody else on the station, but instead he just sounds kind of blasé about the thought of his imminent doom.
No, Sarge. It's all clear around here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we checked everywhere.
Although given how badly things go for him whenever he appears, maybe that reaction is understandable. He knows he's going down in one hit, so why bother trying?
Hey!
You're the greatest police officer the force has ever had.
Our hero's next appearance is in Two Against the Rock, where we see that occasionally he does get to leave the station house because he's the one who brings in the notorious escape artist Houdini. Yes, apparently he saved up his entire competence quota for the series for this one specific action. It worked.
Wait a minute, this ain't Houdini.
What do you mean?
Yes, officer, what do you mean?
Shut up!
I love his body language in this scene too. He seems really offended that Romek doesn't believe him. I am sorry. He doesn't get any more lines, but he does look very pleased with himself, and quite rightly so. Although he's been doing so well this episode that honestly by this point you're half expecting an anvil to fall out of the sky and crush him.
You're the greatest police officer the force has ever had.
His next appearance is in the episode Friends, where he's once again guarding the cells, and once again gets locked in the cells.
Hey, I'm locked in here. Come on, guys.
Let him out.
I love how Brogan isn't even surprised by this point. He's just like, why do we keep leaving the most important room on the station under the supervision of the one guy who's least equipped to handle it?
You're the greatest police officer the force has ever had.
Also, although he tells Haldane to let the guard out of the cell, Haldane doesn't actually do so, because we all know he's going to be locked back in there in about 10 minutes tops. I don't have a watch anymore.
Hey, Tuck.
You here to hit me, shoot me, or lock me in a cell? Something else you may have noticed about this guy is that his voice is never consistent. Sometimes he sounds like Slow-Mo.
No way!
Sometimes he sounds like Orin.
Hey!
And in this episode, I think he's voiced by Peter Marinka, maybe best known as the voice of Dr. Ben in Starfleet.
Whatever you say, Lieutenant.
And just to be absolutely clear before anybody starts dating the IMDb, I've never actually seen Peter's name officially attached to Space Precinct, but I certainly think I hear his voice in a couple of episodes.
They called on a secret frequency.
Internal Affairs are gonna have a field day with you two over this one.
For a special person in this solar system.
Open, says me.
And so we come to the series finale, Death Watch conclusion. What with it also being the second half of a two-part story, you'd think there might not be time for an appearance by everyone's favourite nameless secondary character, but you'd be wrong.
Lieutenant, the captain just called. You're to wait here for Haldane.
Yeah, don't worry about it. She's my responsibility.
Yes, sir, but you can't take her away.
Oh hey, kicked in the nuts, that's a new one.
You lay a hand on another officer and I'm gonna drop you.
But it's okay to hit him, because everybody does it and there are no consequences.
Code 11, officer down, prisoner large. Repeat, code 11.
Little known fact here, Code 11 specifically relates to injuries involving this one particular officer. It's like, get round to him when you get round to him, it's no big deal.
You're the greatest police officer the force has ever had.
So now that we've recapped the Creon Cell Guard's thrilling adventures, one vital piece of information still eludes us. What's this guy's name? He does have a name badge, but in standard definition resolution, it's hard to see what it says. What's that say? Tashika? Tashma? I don't know. The name badge on the jacket looks different from the one on the shirt anyway. But I know one source that's guaranteed to know. I seem to remember this blonde, spiky-haired Creon police officer was played by both Rob Thurtle and Andy Dawson over the course of the series, and perhaps even Ken Whitfield. He's almost a series regular in his own right, damn straight, and seems an interesting addition to the precinct, although not interesting enough it seems to be ever granted a name. Richard, you were there! How dare you not remember a minor character's name 25 years after production ended? You remember everything else! Okay, our only other hope is that this character appeared outside of Space Precinct. I know that's a long shot, but, well, maybe he turned up on a youth magazine show like Captain Podley did that time he was drunk.
I'm a Creon.
A Creon?
That's right.
Right, okay.
Maybe he gave a tour of the Brogan household and showed off their fridge, because they loved showing off that fridge in interviews. Or maybe he teamed up with the Power Rangers to fight Bart Simpson. What do I know? Oh, apparently a lot.
Tell me about it.
Yes, amazingly, the Creon Cell Guard was one of a handful of Space Precinct characters who did actually make public appearances to promote the show. One of these was at the launch of the Space Precinct toy range in 1995, also attended by Captain Podley, but he had also turned up at the launch event for Sky TV's winter season in 1994. There he encountered Bart Simpson, the Red Ranger, and Anna Walker from Sky News. And in some of these pictures we can get a closer look at his name badge, which seems to read Sasha. So, mystery solved then. So that's the story of Sasha the Creon Cell Guard. If you're interested in knowing what happened to him after Space Precinct, well, it was love at first sight for both of them when Sasha met Anna Walker. They later married and moved to Colchester, until Sasha died of injuries sustained when he knocked himself out on a revolving door. Only one of those statements is true, and I'm going to leave you guys to figure out which one it is. Bye!
You're the greatest police officer the force has ever had.